This is Zoe's podcast show. We talk about the UFC. So make sure to grab a drink, tie your laces, fix your face, catch a breeze, and get ready because it's about to go down. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Zoe's podcast show. I am your host, Zoe, and I'm going to let you know what's going down. Man, UFC 234 happened this weekend, and there was quite a few ups and downs. Let's get into it, man. The first thing that I want to talk about is the cancellation of the main event, Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum. I know I was saying Kevin Gastelum on my other podcast, my last podcast, but it's Kelvin, whatever. Anyway, the cancellation of that due to hernia to Robert Whittaker, and he has to go out to fight. When I first saw this on my news feed on my phone, I was just like, again? Come on, man. We gotta learn UFC. We gotta learn to not book this dude in a main event in Australia, at least. Let's not book him in Australia. I know that's his main country, that's his home country, but not in Australia. He has to come on. He doesn't have to come around to America and fight because he don't get injured in America. I'll tell you that. Unless it's after the fight or during the fight or something like that, but not before the fight. But you know, stuff happens, man. You know, you gotta roll with the punches, and we hope that Robert Whittaker comes back better than ever, gets healed up from his surgery and from that crazy, mishap or whatever the case may be with their hernia. And we hope he comes back sooner to defend his title. But let's get into the card, and then we'll talk about Kevin Gastelum a little later. First of all, I want to talk about Devontae Smith. He beats Dong Hyun Ma, and he beats him in the first round, TKO, 3 minutes and 49 seconds in the first round. Man, Devontae Smith is something special. He's a real good dude. He's charismatic. He's, one of those dudes who is a star already in the making, man. He's coming up there. Devontae, his commentary of the fight was just amazing. I loved it. Everything that he said, when they showed him the fight and they wanted to see what was going on in his mind, he was like, yep, hit it with the 1-2, bing, bing. And it was just crazy. The way that he talked about it was cool. So shout out to Devontae Smith. He gets a bonus as well. He gets that $50,000 bonus for the knockout of the night, for the performance of the night, whatever. And he does a good job. He did what he's supposed to do. He kept on him, even when he, thought that he won the fight. He still kept on him. And we'll talk about something else that happened later on, probably the next fight that we'll talk about. That dude, he didn't keep on him, but Devontae Smith kept on him, and he said he had to get Herb Dean to pull him off him to do his job, because it is what it is. That's what he has to do. That's what he came there to do, and that's what he did. So shout out to Devontae Smith for getting that W and for being the entertainment that we wanted to see in that fight, man. So shout out to him. So we get into the main card. The first fight is Jimmy Crute versus Sam Alvey. Now this is kind of a little controversial. This fight, the way it ended. Jimmy Crute gets the win, the TKO win over Sam Avery. But the way that he won, let's just talk about it. First round knockout, first round TKO, by the way. 2 minutes and 49 seconds as well. Just a minute before the last one. Just thought about that. But Jimmy got in to Sam. He actually stubbled Sam in the earlier part of the first round, drops him actually, and could have finished the fight there. Now Jimmy steps away thinking that he actually won the fight. He wanted to have a walk-off victory with the fight. But like I said about the last fight, man, you got to keep on him. You got to keep on until the referee comes out and tells you that the fight is over. The referee looked like he was hesitating to do it, and I think that's what Jimmy saw, but he didn't do it, and he tried to have a walk-off, and he walked off, but Sam Avery was still up. He got up. He was still a little stumbly. He's still a little wobbly, but he still got up and continued the fight. Now, Jimmy was still putting it on him, still, throwing the shots, drops him and do some ground and pound on him. And, Sam wasn't doing anything but putting his thumbs up. And for that instant, for that reason, not for that reason, but for the lack of the referee seeing putting the thumbs up, seeing that he's okay, the referee stops the fight because he wasn't stopping the fight. Now, do I agree with the stoppage? Well, it's funny because I do agree with the stoppage, but I also think that it was stopped prematurely. Like, if Jimmy would have stayed on him the first time he knocked him down, he would have got the KO win or the TKO win, and it would have been a wrap. But from this time, I think the ref stopped it a little bit prematurely. Not even a little bit. He stopped it prematurely. He should have let the fight go on a little bit longer, maybe a few seconds longer, to see if he was really out. The whole thumbs up thing don't mean nothing to me. I mean, yeah, you got your thumbs up, but you're getting your ass whooped. Okay, I'm sorry. So that's why I understand that he stopped the fight, because he didn't fight back. He was just getting punched. Not really cleanly punched. So that's the reason why I don't think he should have stopped it, because he was getting cleanly punched. But the reason that I think he should stop it is because he wasn't fighting back. He was just getting mauled and just kept on getting hit. So it's a little up and down for me. I mean, either way, Jimmy gets the win, the TKO win against Sam. Sam was very upset about the situation with the ref, and I think that it was Dominic Cruz or something like that said that this is the second time that it's happened to Sam with the same ref. Oh man, that's bad karma right there. That's bad karma. You don't want that. So I mean, shout outs to Jimmy Cruz for doing his thing. He did his thing. He did what he had to do. And Sam Avery, man, we just hope that he gets a fight pretty close, and to maybe get the rematch to avenge it. I don't know what's going on there. He can't do anything. He can't, say that the referee did bad or anything like that. I mean, Dana White said that the referee did bad too. Dana White even said, but Dana White always says it, right? Whatever. But hopefully Dana White gets Sam into another good fight, maybe on the main card again this time, because this is his first time on the main card. Everything was going good for Sam, but when he got knocked, and if Jimmy would have kept on him, he would have definitely lost. But the way that he was trying to, say that he was good by putting his thumbs up or anything like that, whatever. I don't know. So whatever. Let's move on to the next fight. And by the way, I was 4-1 in the main card. Just want to put that out there. I was 4-1 in the main card. So I'm on a pretty good streak, by the way. So the next fight is Montana De La Rosa versus Nadia. I'm messing up. Nadia Kasim. I know I said Kasim on my last podcast too. So Nadia Kasim. I picked Montana for the win, and she definitely I thought it was gonna be a decision win with everybody, but she gets the win. She gets the submission win in the second round, and she's a beast, man. She's coming up in the ranks. She was number 14 before the fight. I think she should break that top 10 list right now, because she's really on her way. I don't think she even lost in her UFC career yet. So I definitely think she should go up in the rankings. I definitely think that she should fight better women in that division and keep going up and keep seeing where it goes, because she is definitely a chick to be reckoned with in that division. So shout outs to Montana De La Rosa, man. I know she's down there in Arlington. I'm in Houston. What up? Had to go out for her because she's a Texas native, not a Texas native, a Texas resident. So shout out to her. I'm a Texas resident too. Whatever. So shout out to her. The next fight was Ricky Simone versus Randy Yaya, and Ricky gets it done by unanimous decision. There really wasn't nothing to talk about there. It was a good fight by Ricky Simon. Did I say Simone? Like he's like French or something? I don't know. But shout outs to Ricky for getting the W. The next fight was the co-main event, which honestly I didn't think should be the co-main event, but for the situation, I honestly don't even think for the situation that should have been a co-main event either. It was just too one-sided. And the last fight, by the way, that's the fight that I got wrong. I did pick Randy Yaya to win that fight, but I was wrong. But yeah, this co-main event, man, it was just like pure nothing. Like it shouldn't even been. If it was gonna be in the main card, it should have been like the first fight because it wasn't good at all. But Lando Venata comes up. The fight comes up even from Fight Pass prelims. So it comes up way from Fight Pass prelims all the way up to the main card. So shout outs to them for getting the chance to fight in the main card. Can't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? The growth is there. You can't be mad at that. But Lando Venata versus Marcos Rosa Mariano. Hopefully I got all that right. Yeah, it was just a fight that, it was what it was going to be. It was what it was going to be, basically. I had to fight for Lando Venata before he even started. I mean, the dude is a vet. This dude is dangerous. This dude, when he gets you on the ground, it's a wrap. One of those ground dudes, one of those BJJ dudes. Whatever you do to do to get him on the ground and whatever to do to get the win, that's the kind of dude that he is. He gets it and gets the first round submission, the Kimura first round submission late in the first round, like 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So shout outs to Lando Venata for being on the main card, being on the co-main event, and getting the submission W, just to get some eyes on him to get that W. So shout outs to him. That leads us to the main event, y'all. The main event, man. The main event was awesome, man. The main event was awesome. Israel Adesanya, the last stylebender, versus the GOAT, the legend, the Spider, Anderson Silva. Even though it was the main event, the fight was still 3 rounds. Now, of course, they had to, keep it at 3 rounds because it was originally at 3 rounds, and they didn't want to put it at 5 rounds because of Anderson Silva. He didn't say no or anything. They just didn't feel like asking him because, of course, he's 42 years old. Even though he's been doing it for a long time, 42 years old, he's a legend. I respect that. So the fight happens. It's a great fight. Nothing less than what I expected. Both of these guys are they are who they are, and they're amazing. Now, Israel Adesanya once again shows us that he is that dude. He is that guy to go at the top, man. He's very special, and the way that they fought was just like a mixed, not even mixed martial art, like a martial arts fight. Like they was really doing a martial arts fight. There was no takedowns, and because we didn't expect none of that. But it was a real good martial arts fight. I praise both of them for their fighting. It was awesome, man. I was at the edge of my seat the whole fight, man, because it was like somebody can get caught and it can be over. The kicks they were throwing, the punches they were throwing, the feints, the ducks, man, everything was awesome. Everything was on point. For one time in the fight, man, I just said Anderson Silva looks like the uncle that you don't want to mess with, but he's, you know, he got some skills and everything like that, but the kid got skills too, but you know, he's like the older person in there, by the way. The older person in there, but the dude still has it. The dude kept it up the whole 3 rounds. There was, you know, having fun too. It was very entertaining, man. I really enjoyed that fight. A really good martial arts fight. Both of those guys. So shout outs to both of them for the martial arts fights that they had. But Israel Adesanya actually gets the decision, unanimous decision. And like I said, this dude is on top. He's on there. Now, I know my last podcast I said he does deserve the title shot. But what will happen with the cancellation and the original main event with Kelvin Gastelum and Robert Whittaker, we'll see what happens. I don't know how long Robert Whittaker is going to be out. If he's going to be out long, I think they should do a fight, like just a fight to see who's going to be the contender. Israel Adesanya actually said that he wants to have a fight, strip Robert Whittaker of the belt and let him and Kelvin Gastelum fight for the belt. And then when he gets better, he can fight the winner, which he says is him. So, I'm not opposed to that idea, it's always, not always, but this happens quite a few times with Robert Whittaker, but he still deserves to be in that top position. And with interim titles, Israel Adesanya wants to do nothing with interim titles. He says either the title or nothing. So Israel Adesanya is willing to wait. I don't know how long Robert Whittaker's going to be out. And Kelvin Gastelum, of course, is willing to wait. Now let's get into Kelvin Gastelum because, the Israel Adesanya Anderson Silva fight was just phenomenal and it was awesome. And we praise Anderson Silva for him fighting the legend that he is. So shout out to Anderson Silva and shout out to Israel Adesanya for paying much respect to Anderson Silva after the fight. So let's get into Kelvin Gastelum walking around the arena, walking around the place with Henry Cejudo's belt. I did like Kelvin Gastelum. I did like him. But when he pulled this, the guy didn't show up for the fight, so I'm the champ now. Kind of felt like your boy Kobe Covington a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's not the move, bro. That is not the move to do. Just wait for the title shot or wait for somebody to fight to get the title. Don't walk around the arena, walk around the place with somebody else's belt at that, saying that you're the champ, man. Maybe it was just a stunt for him to stay in line for the fight with Robert Whittaker, and not get passed up by Israel Adesanya for a title fight. But man, that is the wrong move. That was a bad move. Whoever told him to do that, if somebody told him to do that, whoever told him to do that should that was the wrong move. That was a bad one. Bad move. So Kelvin Gastelum, and then what is this? Everybody's saying it. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about what was going on with his face. I'm not going to talk about all the sores and all that stuff going on in his face. I'm not talking about that. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not talking about that at all. But the fact that he's walking around with the belt and talking about he's a champ now, let's X that out. Let's not do that at all because, dude, you're not the champ just because somebody got injured. That might work in the wrestling world, like you said. In the wrestling, this is what they do. That might work in the wrestling world, but in the fight world, no. Relax, wait your chance, and then if you win, you can become the champion. For now, relax. So we still only have one of those new belts out there, which is Henry Cejudo's. We still got that old belt back there with everybody. So the next time we'll probably see the new belt is going to be UFC 235, either, well, we're going to see 2 more times. So UFC 235 with the fight with John Jones and Anthony Smith, and also the co-main event, Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman. So we're going to see the new belts 2 more times at UFC 235. But so if you can't wait to see the new belt again, you get your chance at UFC 235 2 times over. But shout outs to, like I said, shout outs to Robert Whittaker. He did put out a statement and a video saying that everything is all right, that he's going to come back, that he's sorry about what happened. But we're just glad that he didn't get to fight, because what Dana White was saying in the press conference, the post press conference, was that if he would have took a shot in the stomach, or or anything like that in his basically in the stomach, it would have been a wrap for him. Like, he possibly would have died in the cage. So we hope that he comes back, make a speedy recovery, and comes back and defends that middleweight title. We are waiting for it. We still want Kelvin Gastelum in the rematch, and next we want Israel Adesanya. At least that's what I want. Thank you guys for looking at me on YouTube. If you have, make sure to hit that notification button, and also make sure to subscribe and like the video. And if you listen to me on the podcast, either if it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Play, however you guys are listening, thank you guys for listening. Keep on coming back and subscribe, and make sure to review the podcast on there as well, 5 stars. If you want to catch me on Twitter, hit me up at ZoYoshuli. Hit me up on Instagram at ZoPodcast1. That's all I got. Next time we're gonna talk about the fight with Francis Ngannou and Cain Velasquez. Can't wait to talk about that fight. Until then, y'all take it easy, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.